と規格外の力。私にはもう敵意がないというのに。どうか矛を収めてくれ。貴方の望む願望の幻覚とはいえ、不快な思いをさせたことを心からお詫びする。
Who doesn't love a lovely and powerful protagonist? Because I certainly do. You might have noticed that the isekai genre is filled with overpowered characters. However, not all isekai are amazing, so I decided to go against the grain and research the entire fantasy genre to find some good picks. So, without wasting any time, I present to you Top 10 Fantasy Anime with an Overpowered Protagonist. And if you are new here, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Also, click that notification bell so that you can stay updated whenever I upload a new video. Now, sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. Coming in at number 10, we have Orient. The story is based on two friends, Kojiro and Musashi, where 5 years ago Musashi made a promise to Kojiro. The promise was that they would become samurai, form a true league, and continue to cast out demons. But after a huge change in society in those 5 years, the dream they once dreamed of seems impossible. With demons now being praised and worshipped by society, the samurai are shunned and disgraced. Well, I gotta say, that initial setup is intriguing. Throughout the first episode, I couldn't help but sympathize with the main character. As a fan of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, I do appreciate those moments where the series chooses to lean into their more batty elements and just accept how silly they are. If they can continue with these and build up its characters a bit more, then this could turn out to be a pretty decent entry in the shonen action genre. Coming in at number 9, we have Kimono Michi, Rise Up. The anime follows professional wrestler Genzu, who likes all kinds of animals and creatures. One day, he is summoned to another world, where a princess asks him to help kill magical beasts. But as an avid animal lover, he would rather help these creatures. So, after a short stint as a hunter, the man opens the Kimono Michi pet shop. Any show that begins with a wrestler suplexing a princess is definitely not a boring one. I'll give Kimono Michi that. Isekai shows are plentiful these days, but at least this one has an adult lead who didn't have to die to be in this new world. It didn't take Kimono Michi long to make us start to feel a bit uncomfortable with the general tone of comedy that is displayed here. The show's two primary courses are humiliation and aggravation. Also, humor is hit or miss. If you don't like the jokes in the first episode, you probably won't enjoy them in the finale. Kimono Michi is a difficult series to swallow, but if you can drink it down, this is truly a fun series. Coming in at number 8, we have To the Abandoned Sacred Beasts. Do you want to watch a heartbreaking show? Then go ahead and watch this anime. No, seriously, it's great, but it punches you right in the feels like halfway through the first episode. Now, the plot for this series isn't complicated. During a long civil war in which the North was pitted against the South, the outnumbered Northerners used dark magic to create monstrous super soldiers known as incarnates. Now that the war is over, the sacred beasts must learn to live in a peaceful society or face death at the hands of a beast hunter. I feel the anime has a lot of positive elements that make it worth watching. The concept of incarnates is pretty cool. Also, the seemingly annoying characters turn out to be essential to the story. However, I personally feel the plot didn't dig deep enough into the backgrounds of certain characters and missed opportunities to comprehensively look into the mindset of villains, and that stopped the series from reaching its full potential. Coming in at number 7, we have Radiant. The series is set in a fantasy world where monsters known as nemesis fall from the sky and terrorize the inhabitants. Those who come into contact with these creatures and survive are cursed with the ability to command magical power. In this anime, we follow Seth and the friends he meets along the way on his quest to find Radiant, a legendary location where he believes the nemesis come from. Radiant is not only a promising series full of magic and excitement, but it will also captivate you with its relevant themes and amusing storyline. Each character has their own distinct personality, not only because of their curses, but also because of their own sense of hilarity. Just the pacing and the way the story was told over the course of the episodes was off for me, so I didn't get to enjoy it to the fullest. Perhaps you'll enjoy it even more than I did. Coming in at number 6, we have Breakblade. In a world where humans are born with the innate ability to manipulate quartz, Ryguard Arrow is an unsorcerer incapable of this power. One day, he gets a letter from the King of Cruzon, his friend from military school. The king informs Arrow that war is approaching and about the discovery of an ancient golem that no one has been able to move. In Breakblade, Ryguard finds himself pushed into war and forced to fight for the capital's survival. To be honest, when I first saw this anime, I assumed it would follow the standard "only you can drive this awesome weapon" plot. To a point, it does. However, the way they carried out the plot by establishing emotions and details in each character made this a very enjoyable show. While we enjoy the fancy mecha anime like Gundam Unicorn, this is a fresh one that stands out from the others. The different point plots, the large cast, and the battles are all nicely presented and balanced well to truly give us one hell of an anime experience. Coming in at number 5, we have The Daily Life of the Immortal King. The Immortal King is about a boy named Wang Ling, who is pretty much born overpowered and defeats a demon king as a child, but gives the credit to someone else. Now entering high school, he's looked down upon as weak, but it's pretty clear he is overpowered. It begins as a promising series, but its biggest flaw is a lack of character development. It shines in its first episodes and starts to get boring, but redeems itself in a spectacular finale. What makes this really enjoyable is the lovely human story about friendship and responsibility. While our immortal king tries to remain still, there's a wild ride going on around him that doesn't always land exactly as he expects. It's fairly energetic, as if the animators are aware that they only have a limited time to tell each segment of the story. If you are after anything sensible, though, you probably won't find it here. Visually, it isn't amazing, but it is enough to showcase all the important fight scenes beautifully. Coming in at number 4, we have A Certain Scientific Accelerator. Anime follows Accelerator, who's the Academy City's top-ranked Esper. He, however, now lives a peaceful life and tries to recover from the past injuries. But Accelerator's recovery is cut short when a mysterious girl carrying a photo of his little clone companion asks for help. Now, they're taking on an anti-evil coalition whose sinister plans threaten Academy City and even the entire world. The story is built on the Index series foundation, which means that things like abilities, levels of those abilities, and characters are already well established. While this anime is not a direct continuation or prequel to any of the series, you will need to watch A Certain Scientific Railgun to understand what is going on in the series. Otherwise, interpreting the storyline will be somewhat difficult. It is, without a doubt, an absolute masterpiece in terms of animation. Character design, backgrounds, action scenes, facial expressions, everything is absolutely beautiful. Overall, this is a fantastic addition to the franchise, and I highly recommend you to try it. Coming in at number 3, we have Naruto No U. The anime is about a boy named Miharu who is a typical high school student in Japan. One day, he is attacked by a group of ninjas and gets rescued by ninjas from the Banten. He discovers that his body contains a scroll that can grant his deepest desires and is the most powerful secret art in Nabari's ninja world. Since its beginnings, anime had struggled to find an audience, but the novelty of its softer approach to ninja warfare was well executed and helped it stand out from the crowd. This anime has a distinct animation style, and while some people dislike it, I find it very interesting and cool. The anime is very fast-paced at some points in the story, and some scenes are slower, but overall, the story is wonderful. It does have some comedy squeezed in, and it really did make me laugh. With a perfect blend of action, comedy, and jaw-dropping cliffhangers, I can confidently say that Naruto No U is a solid anime. Coming in at number 2, we have Huzuki Noretezu. Do you enjoy bizarre, outlandish humor and Japanese mythology? If you answered yes, then this is the anime for you. The plot revolves around Huzuki, a demon ogre who works for Lord Enma, the king of Japanese hell. As the king's right-hand man, Huzuki handles every problem with ease. I feel what this anime represents is another humorous take on basically an office, the novelty being it's in hell. It also provides some insight into Japanese mythology and afterlife customs, which I found fascinating. The cast of characters is fantastic. The fact that hell varies depending on the country and characters from various locations made the concept even more amusing. Aside from introducing Japanese folklore and mythology, the anime did not shy away from comparing Japanese mythologies to mythologies from other cultures. Overall, the anime does an amazing job of presenting Japanese folklore at a more relaxed and lighthearted pace that both old and new audiences can enjoy. Coming in at number 1, we have Tsukimichi Moonlit Fantasy. The fantasy centers around Makoto Misumi, an ordinary high school boy summoned to an alternate world as a brave warrior. Unfortunately, the goddess of the world said with disdain, "Your face is ugly," stripped him of his title, and banished him to the outermost fringes of the wilderness. Now he survives in this world while dealing with various encounters. There's a good supply of challenges our character has to face, and the constant powerful opponents gimmick that is also used in slime isekai is being handled well here. The anime manages to stay fresh throughout this whole first season. It also isn't afraid to get dark, but is still able to handle that darkness with grace. Now, I won't lie, there were times during Tsukimichi when the story got quite slow, but even during these less energetic moments, this show found ways to keep my attention. Nonetheless, this anime holds a lot of promise and entertainment. It may contain a lot of tropes, but it's doing it really well that we can't really complain about it. That brings us to the end of our list for today. If you liked the video, please consider dropping a like and subscribing to our channel. In the end, you all stay happy, and I will see you in the next video. See ya!